I know a lot of people don't know Robbie has a brother, but I am really his brother, even though he's taller than me. I'm not good with speaking, but I'm going to speak today, and I'm going to do worse than Andy did. So I'm going to read as well. And I'm not going to look at my brother because I'm going to bawl like a baby in a minute. If you know me, you know that I'm uncomfortable speaking in front of crowds. Honestly, I'm comfortable with crowds in general. Being able to honor my brother, 31-year career in law enforcement, is cause that I am willing to break out of my comfort zone. I'll never forget, Robbie and I were at deer camp one night and just about to go to bed, and he says, "Tim, I need to tell you something." I'm like, "Okay." "I'm going to run for sheriff." I'm like, "Oh my God, Robbie, I just got hired. I don't want to get fired. Please." He's like, "Nope, I'm running." I got hired under Homer Holbrooks, and my brother's fired me like 5 times since. Ever since I knew I was going to speak at the retirement party, I've been searching the right words to summarize what he means to me. I found a few. He's my ally, he's my role model, he's a listening ear, even when he's texting on his phone when you're talking to him. He's a sound piece of advice, he's a place of comfort, he's a good laugh when you need it, most of the time when it's not early in the morning. He's a friend most of all, he's my brother. But damn, did we argue a lot. Those of you who have older brothers know that growing up with one is tough, but at the same time, it's also one of the best blessings you can have. Sometimes he can drive you crazy and make you want to pull your hair out, which I don't have none because of my job. But he will always love you unconditionally, and there's a lot of reasons why we shouldn't take the presence in our lives for granted. Robbie, thank you for the opportunity, for the years, for my family and my kids. More than that, thank you for being my lifelong friend and brother. I'm proud to call you my brother. One thing I wish today is for my mom and dad to be here, to see what you've done for the community that my dad grew up in, and for your family. Thank you, and I love you, but more than anything, you know. Could you please come up here now that I'm a mess?
I hope somebody recorded that.
Yeah. That's easy, brother. Keep looking at my gun safe, so I figured you need a gun.
I see one lucky buy one.
That's why I bought it for you.
Wow. That's beautiful. Wow. Boy, do I owe you anything?
Not yet.
It's a law enforcement edition.
Wow.
Thanks, brother.
This time I would like to welcome Mr. Edwin Grant, who is here to give us another special presentation. So, welcome Edwin, and come on up.
That's going to be a hard one to follow right there, folks. Two things really come to mind when working with Sheriff Holland. I was a game warden for 30 years, and back in the day, Robbie came to me one day and he said, I want to ask you something. I said, all right. I said, I'm thinking about running for sheriff. I was a little more supportive than Andy was. Robbie at the time was a juvenile officer, and that's where Robbie really made his mark. We really didn't have a juvenile officer here at the time. Really took it serious. And Robbie stepped that up to another level. He won State Officer of the Year. And I think that's one of the things that got you elected sheriff. The second thing, while working there, Rick Rudolph, Olympic bomber over, we spent a lot of time together. So we decided to become canine officers at the time. We were going to get bloodhounds. And we did. They know nothing about it. They know which end you turn them on and off with. So we went to Texas and got trained. And remember the first night we got the call. I don't know who's tore up the worst, Robbie, me, or the dog. So there's a missing Alzheimer's lady. And Robbie got the dog out, got it geared up, and here we went. We found him. First case, we found him. And it was good. Robbie was tore up. Dog was tore up. Everybody was hooping and hollering. And we got ready to walk back to the truck, and we started back. And I said, Robbie, we need to go this way. He said, we didn't go that way. I said, yeah, we did. We went. I said, Robbie, we did cross the creek because you're wet up to your knees. We did cross the creek. So that's one of the things I really remember about our canine. Robbie had a lot of success with the canines. He basically started our canine program here, and it's one of the elite here that it is. Some of the officers here, Captain Bryson got to go to Texas on some of those trainings, and the sheriff got to go on some of those trainings. And people don't realize the time that everything that Robbie done. Everybody's commented on all the things he done, but most of y'all here never got to work with Robbie. All y'all were young, and the officers was around him. Robbie was a dang good officer. He was a great interviewer, but he loved this county, he loved the people. And I just want to thank you for everything you've done for the people here. But the biggest thing, you get to retire on your own terms. You get to go out on top. You've got a 30-year stellar career, and nobody can change that. So, what I'm going to give you, nobody is going to care, but you. I've kept this thing for a long time. It don't eat. I've kept it warm. I've kept it pretty. And I've waited for this day for a long time. So.
I'm scared to death.
It's not a rattlesnake. We rattlesnake have it. It's not a rattlesnake. It's good. It's good. It's all good.
Yeah, nobody will really care about this, but this was my first canine Duchess. This was her harness. We traveled a lot, Texas back and forth, and been on a lot of manhunts, and that's extra special. I appreciate it. I know exactly where that's going to go.
Edwin, do you have, Edwin passed out, I think he's got some, he's got a Robert Holland rookie card here. With,
Hey, would you read, I want you to read, I was going to do this, I want you to read his motto on the back part, right below 9/11. Will you read that?
Okay, yes I will. The motto is, be a leader, not a follower. Take pride in what you do and strive to do your best. A winner doesn't always finish first. Thank you, Edwin. Sergeant Mike Langley for a Fraternal Order of Police presentation. So Sergeant Langley.
I can't attempt to even follow some of the folks that have preceded me here today. But I can tell you that Sheriff Holland was a supporter of the Fraternal Order Police Lodge here in Franklin his whole career. He's been there when we needed him. He's a member currently, and we hope to keep him a member for his retirement time. He's always welcome. He's done a magnificent job for the county, for the employees, for the citizens, and we can't thank him enough. So Sheriff, if you'll come up, I've got a little presentation for you. On behalf of Franklin, actually our title is WNC Macon Jackson Fraternal Order of Police Lodge number 81. This is a retirement certificate. Be it known by these present that Sheriff Robert Holland has reached the age of retirement after having served 31 years with the Macon County Sheriff's Office, with the last 20 of those years as sheriff. And be it known further that his fellow members in Macon Jackson Lodge number 81 wish him many years of happiness and a long life to enjoy his retirement. Sheriff, thank you.
This time, I'd like to ask Dr. Chris Baldwin, Chairman of the Macon County School Board, Mr. Jim Breedlove, and Chairman of the County Commissioners, Mr. Jim Tate, if they would approach for a special presentation.
Thank you, Derek. Like all the speakers here today, I am tremendously honored to join each of you in celebrating the career of Sheriff Robert Holland. I first became aware of Sheriff Holland's passion for the safety and security of children about 20 years ago. Some of you will remember a tragic event here in Macon County where we lost an infant under horrific circumstances. And, like a lot of other folks at that time, I remember having a lot of conversations with folks in Underwater River and out in the community about just the terrible nature of that loss. Robbie didn't just talk about it. Robbie took action. He worked with lawmakers to secure the safe infant, what's it called, Robbie?
Homicide Prevention Act.
Safe Infant Homicide Prevention Act. And undoubtedly, that effort has saved the lives of countless infants over the past year. We elected Sheriff Holland as Sheriff of Macon County. Pretty much at the same time I was named principal of Nantahala School. So over the past 22 years, Sheriff Holland and I have had an opportunity to work together, myself as principal, Robbie as the sheriff, and as also a superintendent about 10 years ago. I've watched Robbie organize the school resource officers here in Macon County for the betterment of our student population, our staff population, and our entire community. Those school resource officers don't just provide security and enforce the law in our schools. They build relationships with children that go far beyond that school day. We're grateful for that, Robbie. Sheriff Holland has also served on the North Carolina Governor's Safe Schools Task Force and led efforts across the state in improving school security. So it's very fitting that Chairman Breedlove today provides you with this token of our appreciation. Thank you again, Robbie. On a personal level, I'm happy for Marcy as much as I am for you, Robbie. I know she's glad to have you at home with your children and your family. So I wish you the best in retirement.
Thank you.
You learn as you get older, you get more emotional as years pile on. So I'm supposed to be very simple and straightforward. I'll try not to get that way, Robbie. But I've been very honored and fortunate not only to know Robbie in his role as, and let me point out something, y'all. You hear how people are referring to Robbie today? It's not sheriff, it is the sheriff. Think about that. Think about what that connotates for the people that work for you and what you've established in this community. It's the sheriff. As y'all know, we're talking about Robbie began his law enforcement career in 1991. I think I remember when that time came along. It's been a while, hasn't it? And he served for a total of 31 years. He was first elected sheriff of Macon County in 2002 and served for 5 consecutive terms, making him the longest serving sheriff in the history of our county. Pretty amazing. But here's the thing I want to throw another word out for y'all to think about. And the word I'm going to use is legacy. I think all of us as we go through life, we would like to, when we leave, we would like to leave a legacy that people remember and associate with us. And I'm going to pick this up, and Mason knows. But legacy isn't just given, it's earned. You work at it, you care. And all of a sudden about Robbie, I just had some phrases that came in my mind, such as his day-to-day actions, his character, his desire for good, his dedication, his compassion, and last but not least, his respect for others. Folks, that just doesn't happen by accident. It just doesn't. So I can say without a doubt, Robbie Holland is leaving a legacy that will forever be etched in my minds of Macon County citizens. Period. There's no other way to put it. I'm glad I can call him a friend. I hope he reciprocates that. I haven't forgot, I owe you a session, and we're going to have it soon. Okay. But in the spirit of Sheriff Holland's commitment for protecting and serving, and the history of his service to Macon County, and for the legacy that this fine man has left, I'm very pleased to announce the formation of the Sheriff Robert L. Holland Honorary Scholarship that has now been established in your name. In the spirit of Sheriff Holland's commitment to protecting and serving, this scholarship will be awarded to worthy students who have demonstrated outstanding citizenship and service to community. The scholarship is reserved for students in Macon County who are seeking their career in criminal justice or a related field. So, my congratulations to you, Robbie. I can't think of a finer way to help and extend this legacy, which is to help our students as they look forward to bettering themselves. So, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
God bless.
All right, Sheriff, this isn't about you, it's about the lady sitting here. Marcy, will you come up, please?
About time.
I'm going to use Chairman's Bree Love's word again about legacy. Sheriff, if you knew how many times that your wife and I had texted and spoke over the past couple months, and she's been the brainchild behind this scholarship and the real organizer behind it. And the whole reason for that, sorry, I'm trying to not tear up here, is she's wise beyond her years in helping you continue your legacy. You're a very lucky man to have this woman. The last couple months I've been overly impressed with her love for you, her love for this county, her love for our students, and what she wants to do to help your legacy continue.
With that being said, Marcy, when you talked to me about this, I went through, I'm the District 1 community representative, District 1 representative, county commissioner. So I went through the community of Highlands. So on behalf of the Rotary Club of Highlands and numerous members of the Highlands community, I'm going to give you some checks here totaling over $4,500 that are going to go to the Sheriff Robert Holland Scholarship Fund. before I move on, let me just say that if there's anyone in this room that wants to honor the sheriff and his legacy, what a great opportunity. Yeah, write him a check and go find Marcy.
This time, if I could, I ask Senator Kevin Corbin to come up for a special presentation. Sheriff, everybody, what an honor it is to be here today. Most of the time we have friends, we have kind of one-tiered relationship. That makes sense? Sometimes you have a two-tiered relationship, and occasionally you have a three-tiered relationship. And what I mean by that, first of all, Robbie and I are friends. We've been dear friends. I was trying to think how to say this. I didn't want to say 30 plus years, and I didn't want to say 3 decades. That sounds like a long time. But it's been 30 plus years that we've been friends. So we've been friends, and we've been also working partners in our elected capacity. So Robbie's been sheriff, and this time that he's been sheriff, I've been chairman of the school board, chairman of the county commissioners, in the House of Representatives, and in the Senate. And Robbie called me one night and he explained that to me, how long we've been working together. And he said, "You've served in these different capacities. Do you know what that means, Corbin?" And I said, "No." He says, "You can't keep a job." So, same guy. But we go back a long way. I'll go back to the year 2002. I remember that distinctly. And a few of you that were involved in the school system, Chris Baldwin, Gary Shields, different ones that don't leave out anybody. We had embarked on a rather, I guess, energetic campaign to start building new schools. And we decided to start with New South Macon Elementary School and Cartuga Elementary School and so forth. And that plan was finished up about 6 or 7 years ago. And it wasn't without controversy. We had folks saying, you know, you're going to mortgage our kids' future. We can't afford that. We don't need these new schools, and all the naysayers. Well, guess what? We built those schools for about $100 a square foot. Wouldn't you love to do that now, Jim? But Robbie Holland was one of the ones who supported that. And I say that because about the same time, Robbie, and the third tier of our relationship is Robbie and I have been political confidants. So more than anybody else, and he can probably tell you the same thing, we have advised each other through the years politically. And most of those conversations have taken place, I would say, after 10 o'clock at night. Is that fair? Most of them after 11 o'clock at night. Is that fair? So when Robbie first told me I'm going to run for sheriff, we started talking about it. And I want you to go look at this ad that's right behind where he and Marcy sit. And it's got blue on it. I believe that ran in one of our local papers here. And Robbie remembered this story, so he and I were talking about that, what to put in that ad. So you got to put your picture, right? And you got to put what you stand for, what you're going to do. And I said, Robbie, you're 35 years old. You need to put your age under that picture. He said, Corbin, that didn't make any sense. Why would I put my age? I said, Robbie, you need to trust me, you need to put your age underneath that. He said, why? And I said, Robbie, because you look like you're 12 years old. And you remember that? He did. But what a great friend, and we have a couple of presentations. I think it's Representative Carl Gillespie's here, my friend over on the House side. We've got a couple of presentations to make to our sheriff. So Robbie and Marcy, we appreciate both of you. Let me say a word as Carl comes about Marcy. It's tough to be the spouse of an elected official, as Beth can tell you, because it doesn't come without criticism. It doesn't come without folks saying nasty things. And you have to put up with that, have had to put up with that. And most of the time, you're expected not to say or do anything. And what a wonderful spouse you have been to Robbie Holland. And I just think she deserves all the world of appreciation. Marcy Holland. Carl and I have two things we'd like to present today, so I'd like to introduce to you Representative Carl Gillespie.
Thank you, Senator Corbin. This is a note from someone we all know, Robbie. It says to Sheriff Robert Holland, congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. Susan and I are pleased to join your family, friends, and colleagues in recognizing your 31 years of service with the Macon County Sheriff's Office. I'm proud of our law enforcement community who bravely put their lives at risk to protect our communities. Your distinguished career has reflected the highest standard of integrity and and leadership. And I thank you for your valiant and selfless service to the citizens. We wish you all the best for the happiness and good health in the years ahead. May God bless you and your family. U.S. Senator Paul Taylor.
And Marcy, I appreciate you letting us kind of play cleanup on these presentations. How many of you ever gotten an award in your life? Let me see your hand. Award, come on, raise your hand. You got that special award for perfect attendance. You got that special award for making all A's and B's. I never made that, did you, Derek? But some people got that award. All kind of special awards we've gotten through the years is the highest award that can be given to a North Carolinian. The highest award that can be given to a citizen of North Carolina. Today, we present, Carl Gillespie and myself are presenting this on behalf of Governor Cooper and the state of North Carolina, the Order of the Longleaf Pine to Sheriff Robbie Hall. Let's give him a nice hand.